question about the deeper layers. So I'm wondering, where exactly are they hiding? And because I guess I often feel that there is something, like there is a deep sort of horrible well inside of me, just because of I've had many years of like quite traumatic depression. Like growing up, I pretty much grew up with it. So I think there's always this fear that there's something really dark. And also, where is it? So where is it hiding? And where does it? I mean, even if it's there, how come there are moments where I feel completely free, empty, and untouched by those entities, which still obviously come from time to time.
Yeah, no, that's a very a good question. That, see, when you, in your question, you're bringing two times, the now and then the past. So the trauma and the terrible the depression, the darkness, all these things are in the past. Of course, what happened to us, relatively speaking, in the past may have left a trace in the body, right? Some of the things that can happen in the past have been stored in the body as memories, and because they haven't yet fully, those memories, which once they're stored in the body, they're not monsters. Really, what they are tensions and contractions and emotions. But nevertheless, they are stored somewhere in the muscles, in the cells, and sometimes in the now, in a contemplation in the now, as we take our stand as the welcoming, loving space, some held contraction somewhere in the body, but we don't know where, because it all depends on if you're somebody who goes like that in the face of danger, or if you're somebody that goes like that, and depends what age. We don't know where. It doesn't matter where. But sometimes in these contemplations, because it's open, because it's safe, something will surface. Lots of things surface, but a deeper layer will maybe come up. But because it's an exploration in the now, it might be just one layer and then back. In other words, the trauma in the now, the trauma has been unplugged. The story, the scenario, the film, that what happened is not here now. So all that is here now may be a sensation or at first an emotion, but because it's been welcomed in the now and no longer referring to me and it's no longer operating in the film, it just resolves here and now in this openness. And then of course, because your story is still very alive and you're carrying it still. So there's a fear at times for you that whoa, everything might pop up, right? Something like that. So see that that's a kind of idea that you have. You have an idea about the trauma and the past and how this... So don't believe those ideas. Just anchor yourself in the now and trust that whatever needs to come up will come up, and it will be fine. It will be fine. And then at other times the story will be absolutely not present, because what you are is not your story. But sometimes your story takes up a lot of the space, and at that moment, you go gently. You have to, just first establish this presence, establish the open, peaceful, safe, loving space, so that the body can undo itself however it wants.
I think for me the fear is that it will take me like a lifetime.
Can you hear Alice a bit?
Not so well.
Alice says she fears that this unraveling of the body and of trauma really could take a lifetime.
Or lifetimes.
Or lifetimes. But it doesn't matter. What's the rush? Be interested in the journey. Don't do it, because when you say that, it gives us a clue that there's somebody there that wants to feel better and free of that bloody past, right? Which I understand. However, your truest intention is to recognize that you are already free, and then this healing journey becomes a kind of offering, a kind of expression of compassion. You're not doing it for me, so I can feel better because I know this place. So when this place is here, you have to recognize it and to go a bit deeper. But ultimately, where you start from is unblemished, not suffering. And then this body mind that carries suffering and that unfolds and heals, you just let the journey take as long as it must. Because it's a beautiful journey. It's a journey of healing of the body mind, and also it teaches you about suffering. It teaches you about healing. It teaches don't see it as an unfair baggage. See it as, or begin to see it as also your gift. I know we can talk more, but you're young, so well done you for already been exploring like this. And you're choosing very good environments to do it. Keep doing that, I would suggest, and trust it.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
And I'll just add one thing, is that when we explore like this, and if something comes up that seems like whoa, then you can always stop. You can always, like in this place, you can always come up here and just curl up or something. And in other words, you have resources. You're no longer in the situation where you didn't have resources. And of course, when the so-called trauma comes up again, it may seem like, oh my God, it's like it was then, but it isn't. And you just have to really invest in that. It's not as it was. Now you have resources. Now you have a deeper touch with your true identity. Now you have a body that can function, that can move away, that can resource. So also really build on that. I hope that's helpful.